Okay, here goes. Let's do this. This helped me, and I hope that it helped you. I'm trying to study. It is best practice to use dry nitrogen to break the vacuum when dehydrating by the triple evacuation method. However, it often contains moisture, requires a minimum of 10 psig, is toxic when released into the atmosphere, or requires a pressure regulator. I'm going to go for required pressure regulator. That's the right answer. Next question. Approved refrigerant recovery cylinders can be identified by which color code? Gray top, yellow body? No. Blue top, green body? No. Yellow top, gray body? Yes. I believe so. Yes. Gray top, green top, gray body. Okay. Yellow top. Okay. Next. What type of synthetic oils are commonly used in new HFC systems and for retrofitting HCFC equipment to HFC refrigerants? I know sometime I heard about glycol. I'm going to try polyester because my good teacher always said polyester. Polyester is the right answer. When using nitrogen in repairing a sealed refrigeration system, what should the nitrogen tank always be equipped with? Float sensor, regulator. I was going to say regulator, red top or hand valve. Let's try regulator. Regulator is right. Which of the following factors affect the speed of system dehydration? Ambient temperature and entropy of the refrigerant, ambient temperature and amount of moisture in the system. I want to go with that one. Let's see. That's the right answer. The ambient temperature and amount of moisture in the system. Next. Which of the following repairs would always be considered major under EPA regulations? EPA regulations would say the replacement of a evaporator coil. I would say so. A replacement of a filter dryer? No. Schrader valve? No. Condenser fan motor? Nah. Evaporator coil. Evaporator coil is the right answer. When a pungent odor is detected during a sealed system recovery and or repair, which of the following is most likely? Refrigerant should be recovered. Compressor burnout. Burnout. I remember the repugnant odor mean burnout. Burnout has occurred. Which of the following best describes low loss fittings on refrigerant recovery devices used to recover all of those CFCs, HCFCs, and HFCs? They can be either manually closed, automatically closed, disconnected to prevent loss of refrigerator hose. They are used to connect the recovery device to an appliance and leak only small amounts of refrigerant. They are used to connect and recover devices to appliances that must be discarded. They eliminate oil loss during recovery. Let's try oil loss. No, wrong answer. And I should have known it. It is, they can be either manually closed, automatically closed when disconnected to prevent loss of refrigerant from hoses. Next question. What is the state of the refrigerant leaving the receiver in the refrigeration system? State of a refrigerant leaving the receiver it should be pressure liquid. What should be used to recover ice from the sight glass or viewing glasses? It should be an alcohol spray. Alcohol spray. In which component of a system does the refrigerant change from high pressure vapor to high pressure liquid? So you're going to condenser. How should refrigerant cylinders be positioned when they are shipped? Upright. Why are some hydrofluorolefin HFO refrigerant classified as an A2L? A2L, the toxicity, because they are less flammable than hydrocarbon refrigerants, but most are still mildly flammable. Which of the following gases is used as the baseline measurement for global warming potential? Which of the following gases is used as a baseline? Could it be ammonia? No, it's going to be carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the right answer. A very large refrigerant leak can suffocate because refrigerant, the smell is strong. It's light and it heavier than air. That's the one. Heavier than air and displaces oxygen. When evacuating a system, the use of a severely oversized vacuum pump is going to cause trapped water to freeze. I know I'm off by a couple, y'all, but I'm getting a lot of them. All right, we still got a lot to go though. Oof. My gosh, that's why I'm trying to get this for study and hope it helps. What are the two factors that, if present, are most likely to lead to an explosion with hydrocarbon refrigerants? A sufficient concentration of refrigerant in the space and an ignition source. Well, that sounds like the right answer. I mean, a sufficient concentration of refrigerant in the space and an ignition source. A boom. After recovering refrigerant from a sealed system, if nitrogen is used to pressurize or blow debris out of the system, the nitrogen must be recovered, must be vented to an ambient air, should be returned to the cylinder, should always be mixed with R22. I would say vented. Vented is the right answer. Which of the following are recommended safe work practices when recovering refrigerant? Wearing safety glasses, built-in liner gloves, disconnection hose. I mean, that sounds like the right answer off top. Let's try it. And it is. I mean, it just sounds like the right answer. Wearing safety eyewear and built-in line gloves and disconnection hose. Yeah, that sounds like something you should do when you... what effect will low ambient temperatures have on recovery? Now, if it's low ambient, it's going to increase. It's going to increase the recovery time. It's going to make it longer time because it's cold, so it's moving slowly, like anything. All right. Which of the following is true if a system will not hold a vacuum after it has been evacuated? The system is ready to be charged. The system has been adequately evacuated. The system may be leaking. The system may be leaking. The system may be leaking. How would you remove moisture from a refrigerant in a system? How would you move moisture? Of course, moisture in a refrigerant. Why do you have a filter dryer? To what? Remove moisture from a refrigerant. Which of the following statements about self-contained recovery devices is true? They are evacuated cylinders capable of transfer liquid. They remove refrigerant from an appliance without the assistance of components in the appliance. They have a self-contained power source for periodic charging. They can only be used in air-conditioned refrigerants. I don't know which of the following statements are true about self-contained. I see where it says self-contained in that answer. Can only be used in air-conditioned refrigerant equipment containing less than 15 pounds of refrigerant. I'm going to go with they remove number 2. They remove refrigerants from an appliance without the assistance of components of an appliance because they are self-contained. Which leak repair category does the EPA define as air conditioning appliance used to provide cooling in order to control heat and humidity in occupied facility, including but not limited to residential, office, and commercial buildings? That is called comfort cooling. Comfort cooling is the truth because it was residential, office, and commercial buildings. What does ozone depletion potential, ODP, measure? The ability of a substance to cause global warming, the ability of a system to destroy the ozone layer. Let's try that answer. The ability of a substance to destroy the ozone layer. I would think that's what they would be talking about ozone depletion. All right, so which of the following refrigerants is considered a violation of the prohibition on venting? To release the diminished quantities in the course of making good faith attempts to recapture the recycled substance. Release of mixtured nitrogen and refrigerants that result in adding nitrogen to fully charged appliance, leak chest appliance, refrigerants emitted into the course of normal operated, refrigerants emitted when connecting or disconnecting low-loss hoses or services to the appliance. So which of the following refrigerant releases is considered a violation? I'm going to go with number 2. The release of mixture of nitrogen and refrigerants that result in adding nitrogen. Yep, that was very nice. What is the service procedure if the refrigerant in a recovery cylinder is suspected to be contaminated? Okay, so you're going to take pressure reading, weigh the cylinder, discard the refrigerant, of course. No, that was wrong. It is take a pressure reading of the cylinder. If you think it is contaminated, take a pressure reading. Before beginning a refrigerant recovery procedure, It is always necessary to allow the appliance to stabilize at room temperature. Know the type of refrigerant in the system. Remove appliance indoor location. Disconnect. You should know the type of refrigerant in that system. What is the best use for testing with soap bubbles? To pinpoint refrigerant leak, to find refrigerant leak in a coil area, to detect leaks in water tubes, to detect leaks, to pinpoint refrigerant leaks. We're going to pause here.